Hi Big Tractor Power fans, this video comes to you from a winter wheat field located in western Kentucky, where a model year 2023 375 engine horsepower, 390 bushel storage capacity Gleaner S97 Combine is harvesting the crop, equipped with a 40-foot wide MacDon FD240 Draper Head. The Baldwin brothers introduced the first successful self-propelled combine to the market back in 1923, naming their machine after the famous 1857 painting by Jean-Francois Millet called the Gleaners. The act of gleaning is to remove the last of the crops after harvest, frugally picking up every piece of grain, and they wanted to reflect that their self-propelled combine would bring all of the grain from the field to market. Gleaner combines were originally produced with galvanized metal starting in 1923 to prevent them from rusting as they worked out in the plains and wheat belt. Let's take a quick look at the specifications and price tag for a 2023 Gleaner S97, and then we'll take a ride in the combine's cab and visit with the farmer. AGCO introduced the latest generation of Gleaner combines from model year 2016. The S9 series includes 3 models, a Class 6, Class 7, and Class 8 combine. The classification system in combines is based on the machine's engine horsepower. For the Gleaner S9 series, it ranges from 322 to 471 engine horsepower. The Model S97 is the mid-range machine powered by an 8.4-liter AGCO Power twin-turbo 7-cylinder 598 cubic inch engine rated at 375 engine horsepower, and it can achieve up to 551 horsepower when it encounters tough field conditions. This combine is fitted with a 230-gallon diesel fuel tank and a 24.5-gallon diesel emission fluid tank for clean engine solutions. The S97 features an electric shift 4-speed transmission. It utilizes a natural flow style rotor for threshing grain. This machine is fitted with a 390 bushel grain tank that unloads at 4 bushels per second from a 22.9 foot unloading auger. The S97 weighs in at 32,220 pounds when it rolls off the assembly line. According to GleanerCombines.com, the base list price for an S97 for model year 2023 is $574,292. All model year 2023 S9 combines come with the Centennial graphics package, which is not an additional charge for the machine. Now that we've covered the basics on the S97 specifications, let's take a ride up in the combine cab to visit with the farmer about what he likes in operating this machine, as well as taking a closer look at those Centennial graphics. Here we can see that special galvanized decal here, celebrating 100 years of Gleaner production on the side of the combine. This machine has its work clothes on. It's hard at work out in the field, a little dusty, but pretty cool to see the extra orange graphics and galvanized look on the S97. I'm up in the cab of the Centennial Edition Gleaner S97, and it's definitely a nice cab, a little more spacious than the S78 that I just got out of with your grandfather. How have you liked this new model?
Well, of course, the major difference is the cab. Definitely a lot more spacious. I forget exactly what the cubic feet of it is, but it feels quite a bit bigger, put it that way. The control panels, this whole area, it's a lot nicer. Everything's kind of laid out pretty much the same as the 78. The 78's laid out pretty nice, but they just kind of upgraded. The Titan terminal is definitely a lot better. Honestly, still pretty similar to the C2100 monitor that's in the 78, but just nicer.
It definitely just feels like you have more elbow room over there compared to the past models. And
What I told somebody in the 78 from the driver's seat I could reach over and shut the door. In this one I can't reach over and shut the door. I got to, when I get in the Combine, I have to shut it on the way in. So it's definitely a lot wider.
So Gleaners offer the natural flow transverse style rotor since 1979. Do you find that it does a really good job for you, or how do you like it?
It's a lot more simple, which they call it, they give it the nickname the natural flow because of the fact that you're not forcing anything through. You're not forcing grain through the threshing and even the cleaning process, which, yeah, would be a lot easier on the grain. Of course, they also, Gleaner's big on having the best grain sample, and part of that's because they don't crack nothing. So the transverse, being the natural flow and being more easy on the grain, yeah, you get a better grain sample as far as not cracking it as bad. And I just think there's a lot less moving parts to it, and it's a lot more, I think it's a lot easier to work on if anything were to happen compared to an axle style. But it's never given us any problems, so it works pretty well, I think.
And so out here we can see the reel turning here, and that's the rotors turning in the same direction inside the Combine.
Yes.
So that's where the natural flow comes in, that you're never twisting it. And
instead of on an axle flow, you're moving crop in the threshing part, you're moving it, I guess, you're moving it forward to rear. But on the transverse style, you're moving it right to left.
so the pivot auger is a little bit different from other combines. How do you like that style of unloading?
I like it. Again, it's Gleaner being the simple combine, you're only using 2 augers, one in the bin and then the one for the auger, instead of like a turret style where it's actually 3 augers, one in the bin, one vertical auger, and then the one going horizontal out to the grain cart. So it's just it's a simpler design. People really trash it, but it works.
Yep, they haven't run it. That's we can see the grain pouring out here. These unload rapidly. We can see the wheat pouring in and filling up the cart.
The big complaint is that it don't throw it out far enough. That's kind of what everybody jumps to that conclusion. They're like, well, will it reach the cart? But it's designed where it basically shoots it out, whereas on a turret style auger, it pretty much just drops it. It don't really shoot it out.
It looks like it's hitting dead center there on the Kilbros 1185. Well, definitely easy going and quick unload.
Yep.
So you have the new MacDon FD240 Draper Head. How do you like it? This is the first time you've had a MacDon on the farm?
First time with a MacDon. Of course, cutting weed, I say any header can cut a wheat field. But the true test will be bean harvest this fall. But I think it'll do a good job. It's a heck of a flexing header. It flexes at just about every point imaginable. Even in, it's bouncing around even in wheat harvest when you're wanting to cut rigid and not wanting to flex. But so far it's working good for wheat. I hope it'll work good for beans, which I think it will.
Well, from what I've seen of other ones, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, that's what everybody's telling us. Everybody's saying we won't be disappointed. So I hope they're right.
And then your farm, I was talking with your grandfather. He said you've had 11 gleaners on the farm since the 70s. And it's neat to see the Centennial Edition out here. And one thing we can look at as far as this combine, it's got that galvanized metal gleaner decal right there in the steering column, which is something exclusive
That's
to
the cool
these models.
thing. They even gave it a touch in the cab itself with the centerpiece, and then even a little sticker up there with the orange
There we
color.
go.
So they really stepped the Centennial logo on everything.
Well, it's not every day a combine brand turns 100. So
No.
it's
And I've seen 4 of them. I've seen an R75, and I've seen all 3 of the S series, 77, a 78, now a 97. And honestly, between those 4 combines, there really hadn't been much changes. Just upgrades more than anything.
well, I'm always impressed with them. They put out a really clean sample and don't leave very much in the field. And this cab is extremely quiet.
Yeah, very, very quiet. I know Dad was saying he didn't even know if the combine was running. So quiet, which I can see why.
A lot different than those days with the Cummins engine, the R75. You knew it was out there.
Yeah, I remember that one. That one was it sounded nice. I don't know if it was good on our ears, but it did sound fun.
We can also see back here the grain pouring in. Got a nice 390 bushel grain tank back there. So now you're also on social media. If people want to follow the farm, your farm has a great AGCO history with Alice and AGCO tractors and AGCO Challengers.
We still got the one AGCO. Well, I guess we got 2 AGCOs, a DT 160 and the 205, and now 3 Challenger tractors and 2 Gleaners. So yeah, we bet one of the few AGCO, I guess solely AGCO people around. But at G&G Farms on Instagram, and I did a little bit of YouTube. I hadn't done it in 2 years, but there are a couple videos on YouTube also at G&G Farms.
Well, it's worth checking out. You guys have a cool operation, and maybe you'll get a chance to get some more up on YouTube and show off the Centennial Combine.
Maybe. If I ever get the time to do it.
Well, I appreciate the ride along, and it's just great to see this special edition machine in action.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field and up in the cab of the Centennial Gleaner S97 Combine harvesting winter wheat. I would like to hear in the comment section below if you use a Gleaner Combine on your farm. Tell me about the model that you're operating and the crops that you harvest. If you have appreciated this presentation, I hope you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there's over 2,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you would like to see additional harvesting content from the channel, continue to watch for a few more seconds to the end screen for a direct link to 2 more Big Tractor Power YouTube videos. As always, thank you for watching.